On July 15, 2023, a 20-year-old named Jake B. Anderson stood at the base of Dead Horse Point in Utah. His heart raced as he looked up at the huge granite wall. Memories of his last climb here flooded back, especially the fall that left him with a scar on his right knee and a deeper fear in his mind. The trauma had brought self-doubt and a big fear of heights, which he struggled to overcome. He remembered being at the doctor's office. The doctor had looked at him seriously and said,
"Your knee injury is severe, Jake. The ligaments are damaged, and there's a risk of permanent disability if you stress it too much."
But will it heal?
With time and rest, yes. But climbing again, especially something as dangerous as Dead Horse Point, is not advisable. You need to find other ways to cope.
Yet here he was, determined to reclaim his passion and his life. Jake took a deep breath and approached the base of Dead Horse Point. As he began his climb, his hands trembled. The familiar feel of the rock was both comforting and scary. He moved slowly, focusing on each handhold and foothold, trying to stay in the present. The first 100 feet were tough, every step a battle against the urge to give up and retreat. A vivid memory flashed back.
Are you out of your mind, Jake? You can't climb again? What if you fall? You almost died last time.
Mom, I have to do this. I need to conquer my fear.
It's not worth it. You have nothing to prove. Listen, Jake, I don't care about Grandpa Joseph's climbing inspiration. You're my only child. I'm not gonna lose you.
Jake closed his eyes and took a deep breath.
Stay calm. You've got this.
With new determination, Jake continued his climb. The higher he went, the more his confidence grew. Each successful move was a victory over his self-doubt and fear. The sky above him seemed to open up, and for the first time in a year, Jake felt free. Halfway up, he reached a narrow ledge where he paused to catch his breath. His right knee throbbed, a reminder of the past. Another memory flashed through his mind, this one of his grandpa's advice. Jake was sitting by his grandpa, looking at a young man in the photo.
"Jake, do you recognize this person?"
Grandpa asked, his voice weak but firm.
No way, Pup Joe. Is that you taking a victory selfie on top of Dead Horse Point?
You're absolutely right, Jake. The scene was breathtaking, especially with that rare rainbow behind me.
Jake felt amazed but sad. He looked down, feeling lost.
Pup Joe, when will I know I can climb again?
Grandpa smiled, gently held his hand, and passed him the photo.
You wouldn't. That's all it is, Jake. A leap of faith.
Jake noticed Grandpa's writing behind the photo. Intrigued, he read it, and surprisingly, his confidence returned.
Pup Joe, I'm grateful for your guidance. I promise you I'll show you my photo when I reach up there. Now let's play your favorite song.
Jake picked up a small ukulele and started singing.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
Grandpa laughed and clapped along. Jake shook off the memory, focusing on the present.
Stay calm. You've got this.
As he neared the boulder problem section, his heart pounded. This was where he had fallen before. The memory of slipping, the terror of the fall, it all came rushing back. His hands shook as he approached the critical move. His mind echoed.
You need to find another way to cope.
You're my only child. I'm not gonna lose you.
When will I know I can climb again?
You wouldn't. That's all it is, Jake. A leap of faith.
At a particularly heart-stopping moment, he made a daring leap from one precarious handhold to another, suspended in midair against the stark blue sky. The tension mounted as he soared through the air. His body was fully extended, muscles straining, and his eyes locked on his target handhold. As he landed, his fingers latched onto the rocky surface with a firm grip, but the landing was far from stable. Jake's foot slipped on the smooth, dusty rock, causing his body to lurch and dangle precariously. A swift, instinctive reaction, he tightened his hold with one hand, his knuckles whitening under the strain. His other hand scrambled for purchase, but for a moment he was left hanging by just one arm. Despite the immediate danger, Jake's expression remained focused and composed. He took a brief, steadying breath, his eyes glancing down at the dizzying drop below. As he pulled himself up, securing his position, there was a flicker of a relieved smile. Jake stood at the top of the Dead Horse Point, looking out over the breathtaking view. The fear and doubt that had haunted him were replaced by a profound sense of achievement and peace. He imagined his grandfather's voice cheering from above.
You made it, my boy. How do you feel?
Jake smiled, tears of joy in his eyes.
I can't believe it. I did it, Pup Joe. As promised, I made it.
As Jake stood there, he knew this was more than just a climb. It was a journey of healing and redemption, but the joy of reaching the summit was bittersweet. Just a few weeks earlier, his beloved grandpa had passed away. The man who had been his guiding light, who had instilled in him the courage to face his fears, was no longer there to share this moment. Jake felt the weight of loss, knowing that grandpa would never see the triumph he had worked so hard to achieve. Yet, in that moment of reflection, he felt grandpa's presence more strongly than ever. It was as if the old man was right there beside him, smiling with pride. Tears welled up in Jake's eyes, but they were not sadness, but gratitude. He had faced his fears and won, carrying with him the lesson from grandpa's photo that would guide him through life.
When you start something new, decide that you will win in the end. Go forward with your goal confidently and happily. Don't be afraid. It's important to move ahead with a positive and determined attitude.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining Jake's journey of courage and redemption. If his story moved you, please show some love by sharing it. Next, we have another captivating story for you. In Kiev, young Elena's passion for music made her a rising star, captivating all who listened. As envy grew, rumors tried to dim her light. But when war struck, Elena's true strength emerged. Amidst chaos, she played one final poignant concert, a farewell to her beloved home. This is a tale of Elena's unbreakable spirit through music, envy, and war. Join us in her inspiring journey. Click the next video to continue.